What's going on, guys? We are back with episode 20 of the Weekly Anabolic. That's a cool milestone. If you've been here for all 20 episodes, seriously, thank you for supporting us and being here. If you're brand new, welcome to the channel. If you haven't yet, subscribe because there's loads of content coming. Brandon and I recently started putting out our own videos on the channel, so you can kind of see a little bit more of what we do in our regular days and what our training looks like. But we're still doing this podcast every week, so I definitely want to hit that notification bell so you don't miss them, because they're just gonna keep coming. But Brandon, what's going on, man?
What's good, dude?
What's good?
Long time no see.
We totally just ranted off air for probably the last 40 minutes about things that we see on Instagram and just on the internet within bodybuilding that drive us absolutely crazy. So we are adding a segment into this podcast. We're calling it Audit the Internet, and we're just gonna be we found one article that I really want to go through because it's just absolutely mind-blowing. So make sure you stick around for that because it's going to be hilarious. And if you're listening to the audio version, you won't get the full effect, just because I'm going to be sharing the screen. And I'll be walking you through the whole article that I found. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll get to see everything. But Brandon, you just told me right before we started recording, what's your weight?
Drum roll weigh in. Was that, ladies and gentlemen, 143 this morning?
He's getting huge.
Lightweight. Literally.
Baby.
Literally baby weight.
No, that's great, man. I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago you were still under 140, so
yeah, I was like still seeing like 135.
Yeah, so you're fucking crushing it. The weight held from the weekend here, man.
It did.
It did. See, corning is anabolic.
True. Yeah. Yep. So I haven't really been doing anything too different, but I did put a little bit more fat in meal one and my last meal as well, just because I actually wasn't hitting my fat requirement. So spoon of peanut butter has kind of sealed that deal.
Very nice.
Now, so I'm hitting those cows. So that's kind of cool.
Are you having actual peanut butter, or are you having like almond butter? Or
literally peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Okay.
Yeah, I just scoop it out of the jar.
Yeah. We just talked about peanut butter on one of the weekend calls and how it's randomly addictive.
Yeah. I've never really had any like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because I never really noticed it until we just talked about it on that call, where there was a time where I would just go for like a spoonful of peanut butter, like every night. Like I just had to have it, and it was so good. This was back before I was, meal plan and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit tighter around the edges.
Well, this was probably 5 years ago. This wasn't recent. I haven't really turned to peanut butter for much of anything. But yeah, I totally remember being, I guess, addicted to peanut butter. If anybody else has been addicted to peanut butter now that I've said it, let us know. Let us know. Is it a thing?
Did your mouth start salivating?
Like, do you crave a spoonful of peanut butter? Because it's so easy to have, and it's so good. But
speaking of fats, earlier I had Traley and Grace. They were talking about how they used to eat like 99% lean turkey, and how like now it's just disgusting.
Yeah,
but dude, they go to like 92%, and it's like a world difference, and they like really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, turkey's one of those meats. The super lean turkey is just like, I can't do it. I can have it every once in a while, but if I have it, consistently for a couple of days, it just is awful. It's super dry. It's super gamey. Like it's really gamey in comparison to like ground chicken. And so it just collects this weird flavor and a really weird smell. I think the smell put me off more than anything. It's like I'd cook it up and it would just make me feel disgusting. Like
now I gotta eat this.
my stomach would just be like, what the fuck are you cooking right now? Like, do not try and eat that. And when that happened was basically when I stopped having it. I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore.
That sounds like the stage they made it to, because they made it seem like they got to the point where they looked at it and they would like gag.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible. It's so bad. Yeah, overeating turkey is just a really bad thing. Like, I'd definitely rather just eat ground chicken breast consistently.
Do you like ground food, or would you rather like your meats ground or just whole?
I go on and off. I go through phases. Now I eat a mix of both. Like my red meat, I eat ground beef. And my chickens,
yes.
Look at all these chickens. So my chicken I eat is actual breasts, but most time I chop them up super small just for quick cooking. But yeah, no, I like to mix it up though, just because like sometimes it's nice to just have a meal that's kind of already like, the benefit of ground meat is it's kind of already like pre-chewed for you. So not to be gross about it, but it's kind of pre-chewed. So if you just got to shovel food, like you just get a big spoon and you shovel it, right? That's the beauty of spoons and why I eat with spoons all the time, is because I can just shovel food.
That makes much more sense now, actually.
Right.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever it comes down to eating, the two things that I wish I didn't have to go through with the whole like meal thing is just the amount of time it takes to eat each meal, depending on the meal, and the amount of chewing.
Dude, I'm telling you, switch to ground meats, and then it's just your meat and your rice, and then just get a spoon.
Dude, I'm already on board.
Like run with it and tell me how much different it is to eat.
I'm just telling you right now, when I switched to the ground beef, dude, game changer.
Yeah.
You don't have to chew it. You just
freaking
you just nom and mush.
Exactly. Like these are the things that when people are talking about like nutrition and meal plans, that people don't take into consideration of like, how easy is it to actually eat the food? Because sometimes like no matter how well planned out like a meal is, if it takes you 2 hours to eat the meal, like you're running into your next meal. So, ease of eating is also something. And, the benefit of ground food, I'm just going to call it ground food, right? Is since it's already pre-chewed, it'll probably digest a little bit better, especially if you're eating it fast, right? Because if you're eating really fast, just trying to like scarf food down, which you really shouldn't do. You should try and chew your food.
Yeah.
But it can become obnoxious after a while, doing it day in, day out. So having something that's already kind of, I hate that I'm still saying this, pre-chewed, it'll just probably digest a little bit better because, well, you don't need to chew it as much.
Yeah, it actually will. Yeah. Like the purpose of science, the purpose of chewing is to literally increase the amount of surface area of whatever you're eating. And then that amount of surface area just translates really well and gets absorbed really well through your stomach. So, yeah.
So, yeah, chew your food.
I think you're supposed to chew like 32, 36 times, I think, before you swallow. Bull crap.
I would love to know how that study was performed.
I can almost guarantee you loosely they had these people chew a set amount of times and probably spit it out like on a plate, and they were like, I could use another couple more chews.
Or they had them chew a certain amount of a type of food and then had them swallow and see how the digestion was.
Yeah, and then they check their poo.
Yeah. That's terrible. No, awful studies. Lots of holes in there.
Yeah.
But
the reason why Brady and I didn't conduct it.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, definitely going to be a game changer. Move to ground meats and then just shovel.
Yeah.
Right. You'll move through it. It'll take you like half the amount of time to eat your food.
I don't think I've done ground chicken yet or turkey.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I probably should have muted my mic. Sorry about that, guys.
It wasn't that loud. But Yeah, no. Ground chicken's not too bad. Season it for sure. Because without seasoning, it's pretty bad. It's super, super, super bland. Um, so definitely get some seasoning on it. That's when I really started using like hot sauces all the time. Is because I was just having ground chicken and then I would cover it in hot sauce. And it worked. It was good. But yeah, switch to ground chicken. That's how I made my meat pizza.
Oh, yeah, that
Because
makes
I
sense.
used the ground chicken and then you mash it all up into a really thin like
Oh,
patty,
yeah.
and then you bake that. And since it's ground chicken, it doesn't have like a high fat level, so it'll kind of dry up and create like a crust.
Yeah.
And then you can put your sauce and your cheese on it, and it's pizza.
Shit. Yeah. Damn. Well, damn. Fun. I
uh,
mean, yeah, man.
yeah. So that was a weird way. We had an episode on that though.
True.
It's literally labeled meat pizza. So if
If
you're
you
interested in hearing more about how that worked, go back and watch that episode. But yeah, all right. Let's do best thing, worst thing, since we're still at the beginning here. You want to start or you want me to start?
did I start last time?
I have no idea, dude. I'm so lost in the weeks, and I feel like we just talked like 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what like my last week of training looked like, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut to the chase and say same, pretty much. Like it was so bad coming back from Kelsey's, like leading into Kelsey's too. I trained maybe 2 times, and then the day right before I left for Kelsey's, I think we had gotten in that like 3-set session. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And then I went to Kelsey's and then came back and tried to get my life back together. Yeah, here we are. That was maybe 2 weeks ago though.
Yeah.
Holy
You weren't
shit.
here. You weren't here this past weekend.
No, I was. Wait. No,
No,
I
you
was
weren't.
I was with you.
No, you weren't here. That was
I
two
was
weekends
here
ago.
then.
Yeah, you were at home.
Okay, yeah, I was home. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, what
Yeah.
happened this week?
So then last week I was kind of getting everything back on track. Dude. Okay. All right. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll give you some time to think.
Okay.
So, all right. So some good things. Shout out to Kels. She lent me her rice cooker. So now I'm like cooking like 80 chicken breasts at one time. And I feel like I'm master chef. It's pretty dope. They came out nice and juicy. For those of you guys looking for a nice little air fryer recipe, I found this lady on the YouTubes, and she basically told me to put the chicken in for 4 minutes, stab the chicken with a thermometer after the 4 minutes. Actually, no, just kidding. Put the chicken in for 4 minutes, flip it, and then
Yeah.
stick a thermometer in it after another 4 minutes. And then if it's like 150, I know it's supposed to be like 160, but she was like, fun fact, 150, take it out, and then you put it on a plate with some tinfoil on it. It'll cook to 160, but it'll be nice and juicy. So this lady totally hooked it up. That was a great idea. Shout out to that lady. Um, so that was a good food win. My weight has been up. My sleep could be a little bit better, but weight's been good. And lifts are also going well. I had a good row day yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was a little like, I don't know how today is going to be because I was supposed to RDL today, which I did, but I only took one day off in between my row and my RDL.
Mm.
Didn't My back wasn't really bothering me too much though after that row. So
Yeah.
I kind of figured that today I'd be good. And I also got a new interest stack as well. I picked up some more protein, hot fudge or brownie or whatever the hell. I think it's like basically just tastes like hot
From
cocoa.
where?
From the vitamin shop, and it's I
What?
think it's Redcon. Yeah, it's Redcon.
Oh, okay.
This isn't it, but this is the one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've had the fudge brownie one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was the flavor fudge brownie.
Yeah.
So I actually tried it with warm water today and it tasted bomb. I actually liked that.
Dude,
I don't
I'm
think I could
telling
have done it with anything else, but it was really good with the
you.
fudge.
Okay. Yep. You
I say
say
that
that.
now. I
You're
say
gonna
that
keep
now.
trying it because you're gonna be like, well, I wonder.
All right, fair
Dude, I'm
enough.
telling you, man, it's the secret, and everybody wants to poo-poo me on it, but it's fucking,
I'm
it's the
not
way.
poo-pooing you. I'm not poo-pooing you. I just got I was just waiting for it to be a little bit more sexy, and the hot fudge made it a little bit more sexy. So I tried it out, and it was actually really good. So
And
I
it's
will
good.
leave that door open and more
That's
in the
right.
future.
That's right.
So my row went well. I think I pulled two. I think 245. I think.
I do believe that's what you posted.
For
Yeah.
like
Your row is about to push your RDL for some reason.
yeah, I know. I'm like so upset about that. And I actually probably could have pulled a little bit more today. Probably should have, but I wanted to like really lock in 275 for
Yeah.
sure before I came up. I'll come up next week, but I wanted to have it and I got it. You know, I wanted it for 8, but I got 7. Big whoop. I'll probably be able to get yeah, I'll bump up next time. Also, Brady, don't be afraid to take a full yawn. I won't be you're like, no.
Like I can't yawn.
Stealing that thing back in there.
The problem with yawns, man, they're contagious.
Yeah.
If one person yawns and it's like an audible, invisible yawn,
Mm-hmm.
it goes to the next person.
I agree.
Like I think that's science. I'm pretty sure it's
Actually.
been studied.
Yeah.
Like I've caught a yawn from somebody through like a phone call.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if I were to let out a full yawn, it might then trigger you to yawn, and I'm not trying to do that.
I heard yawning was like a social thing. Like when someone else does it, like it's just kind of like a creature thing to kind of do. Like when you're in a room, and we're also like social like beings as well. So I've heard that it was like a social cue, like someone yawns, it means that you were kind of paying attention to them, and like therefore you yawned. Like it's kind of like an indicator for you to be for you to yawn. It's kind of like what it was. I don't know. That was back in the day though. So
Maybe we can look it up.
yeah. A WebMD.
That's right. Oh my god.
What else? Yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got in store for us. Oh yeah, the subs that I picked up outside of that protein, I grabbed myself a vasodilator, so just like a pump product.
No.
It was a lame one. I think it was like PES science or whatever.
Hmm.
It was lame. I literally was just kind of I just didn't want to pay like $50 for a pump product,
Fair
honestly.
enough.
Yeah. I was this close to just buying like some citrulline
Yeah.
and some arginine, but I didn't. I just decided I just wanted to just like scoop something into my cup and drink it.
Yeah.
So I picked that up, and I also picked up a BCAA as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Why didn't
just
you
because that's what Nick has had me on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just put it intra. It's the BCAA and intra carb, and now I've got the vasodilator and some creatine. So that's kind of what my pre and intra stack is looking like.
I just talked about my pre and intra stack in one of my videos that'll be going up. I'm not sure when I'm gonna post that video because I recorded another leg day. And so it's just like it's all edited. We talked about this already once.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just chilling, waiting for me to post it up. I have no idea when I'm gonna put it up because I gotta film. I want to film for this week my top 5 like kitchen items for bodybuilding.
I like that.
Because there's just like a handful of items that I have that I've found are so useful for like just doing this day in, day out, that I thought it'd be a good video to put up. I thought people would like it. Simple, easy to follow.
Yeah.
It's in the kitchen. People love kitchens.
I told my client Christopher, I was like, yeah, I filmed the full day of eating. He was like, what?
What?
Yeah, I was like, it's okay, no worries.
Don't
Like,
worry.
for some reason,
People
like
love
that.
it.
Yeah, he actually might be listening to this sooner or later because I
Yeah.
sent him a link to the YouTube. I was like, it's like, just to let you know, the first video was a little bit more on the fun side than informational side.
I don't even remember the first video. I'm gonna
No, I
have
was
to
just
go.
talking about like my first video
Oh,
for our channel.
it's full day of eating. It's all about who
Yeah,
you
there's
are
really
and
not too much
your
like
personality. Yeah.
4 grams of carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That stuff doesn't matter anyway. Like everybody's diet's gonna be different,
yeah, exactly.
you know? So no, I loved that video.
I liked your video too, though. Honestly,
Yeah. Thanks.
yeah.
Dude, your
Which I did
video.
watch.
Thanks. Your video had Haley and I just fucking cracking up. Like if if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put a little thing up at the top here that's going to link to that.
Fancy.
So go watch that. And actually at the end of this video, I'll just put links to both of our full days of eating.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'll put them there. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them there, and then you can go watch them because they're fucking awesome. They were fun.
They're worth
Full day of eating is fun.
Worth
I got to do another one. My whole eating is different now.
Yeah, and I can actually like hit some meals that I'm supposed to hit. I hit literally 2 meals. The other 2 were just like, fuck it.
I guess I'll figure it out.
Just throw it against the wall, see what sticks.
That's right. But you know what? That's reality. That's
Everything is.
reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your worst thing, man? What went terribly this week?
What went terribly? Oh, fuck.
Did you lose any fingers? Any
I'm
toes?
good. Fingers and toes are all accounted for.
Damn
it. Yeah. What happened? All I can think of good things.
That's good.
Yeah, I really didn't
I feel like
think
that's
of.
2 weeks in a row, man. I don't
Dude,
think you had any bad things last week.
I'm feeling good.
You're on the way up, man.
I'm feeling
You're on the
good,
way up.
dude. Yeah,
You're gonna pass me.
Bruh. Yeah. I'm coming for you, Brady. Slowly but steadily.
I've been rocking the same weight for like a month and a half now. Pretty close.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of allowed to, though.
Well, we're settling here. As long as performance is increasing,
I was gonna say.
we're just, I hate the word recomp, but we're just kind of like tightening up my composition here and getting my digestion right and making sure I'm assimilating nutrients properly. Just because it was getting to the point where I wasn't really having hunger signals anymore, and I was getting a little bit lethargic. So we decided to pull back a little bit, try and bring back that hunger, and just get myself kind of running a little bit smoother. So
Yeah. You're feeling better?
yeah, I'm feeling all right. We just pulled a bunch of carbs out of my pre-workout meal. Just because a couple of days ago, man, it was crazy. I ate my pre-workout meal and I just like crashed for like 30 minutes. Like I literally basically fell asleep.
That happens to me too sometimes.
Yeah. So we pulled a ton of carbs out of my pre-workout meal because I really don't need it. It's not like I need to load up my glycogen stores or anything. Like I'm plenty full. I'm eating plenty of carbs. So we pulled those out. And today was actually the first day with that change. And I felt great, honestly. I had a really good workout today.
Not lethargic at all?
No, I was actually having a great time.
Nice.
Turned on. It also helps that it's like nice and sunny out. And on that day specifically, it was like pouring rain.
Yeah.
So, maybe it was a weather thing, but I feel better with less food.
It was probably a nice little combo.
Especially because I'm eating like an hour, 45 minutes before my lift. Okay. So I'm eating pretty close to my lift anyway. So yeah, I definitely prefer a smaller meal.
It's totally happened to me more than once where I've fallen asleep before the
Right.
gym.
Yeah.
And I wake up and it's like 2 hours past. I'm like, oh
You,
shit.
you eat a pre-workout meal and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. It was
like,
just a little bit too fast.
I ate the
Too
meal.
much.
I ate the meal and then I went in to like get changed and I kind of just like laid down on the bed and I just crashed. I crashed for a little while. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and I woke back up. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta lift.
Back in action.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like everything leveled back out and it was like, time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I literally, that's like the complete opposite for me. I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, fuck, now I gotta lift 300 pounds. Like takes me a second to wake up. I've realized this is a weird thing. I don't know if you've realized this or not, but like if you have something sweet, like a piece of candy, and you're like really fucking tired, dude. I don't know if it's like if you can do this before, but what I realized is that if I wake up and I'm groggy as all hell, if I eat some candy, it like wakes me right back up.
That's weird.
That is weird. I only like
Kind of weird.
literally what happened, like 2, maybe 3 starbursts, and I like just wake up. I don't know if it's the sweets and like my body like being like, all right, it's time to get your ass up and eat more sweet things, or like
Maybe.
or what, but like it does a good job of
Yeah.
getting me up.
The drive for more sugar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not really a candy person. Like I don't really eat candy.
Hmm.
So
I can be really bad.
that's how you're gonna put on your weight, man.
Really bad.
Yeah, no. It's so funny. When I was really young, I had a babysitter. I was just like, I don't even think it was a mixture of my babysitter and my parents together, where I just grew like this fear of asking if I could have candy.
Hmm.
Like I was a very conscious child or conscious child where I didn't want to like disrupt my parents. So I just never asked to have candy. Like I would go trick or treating and then that bag of candy would sit. Like I'd do nothing with it because I had to ask before eating a piece of candy and I didn't want to bother them.
That
So that
sounds
was
like
my
my
childhood.
life, dude. That sounds like my life. Holy crap. Yeah, but like not just with candy, for everything.
Right. Yeah. 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 I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that.
Like I'm still the same way. Like that's why I don't ask anybody for anything because I don't want to bother anybody.
I'm really bad at accepting things from people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really good at giving things out though.
Me too.
You know.
Me too. But
I like helping people, but I don't like being helped, I guess.
Yeah. I know
Or asking for it.
I know how much I value my own time. And I don't ever want to take anyone else's time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, anyway. So no bad things, huh?
I might be able to think of some if you come up with some good things.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta think about what the heck happened this week. I actually I had like a 3-day break from the gym. And that was because I just didn't want to go train in a specific facility because it didn't have the equipment that I wanted for that specific workout. So the workout that I did today, I was supposed to do on Saturday because I had off Friday, and then I was supposed to do pull and then legs Saturday, Sunday. But this specific pull day, I don't do any barbell movements in. So I like the specific machines because I don't want any lower back loading on this specific day. It allows me to perform better on my RDL day, which is the next day. Right. And I don't have a rest in between them. So I have no lower back loading on this pull day. And if I were to go to the gym that I'd go to on Saturday, I wouldn't have had the machines available to me that I needed to do this workout well. So I just didn't go. So I just put off the 2 days so that I could do it today on Monday.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And you know what? Honestly, it was probably good because I'm also nursing like some knee issues right now, and some extra days before, another leg day is probably a good thing. I'm getting a little bit of patellar tendon pain going on, and I've over squatted for a while now.
Mm.
And just there's a lot of fatigue going on in there without actually recovering. So the tendons are starting to feel it.
Word.
But leg days have been pulled back a bit. I think I talked about this in the last.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, man. My leg days have been pulled back, less squatting patterns, and the loading on squatting has been reduced. Hinge patterns are still good though, so we're still rocking those babies. But yeah, definitely we pulled back on squat patterns, and hoping that that's going to clear up the knee issues that are going on. But having the extra days off before another leg day is it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helped me. My knees actually feel pretty good right now, which is nice. And I had a really good pull day today, so that's a good thing. I also found some more runway for my hammer strength row.
Yep.
Because I'd maxed it out with the plates. But then I found 100-pound plates in the gym.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
So I was able to put, there's a total of 400-pound plates in the gym. So I had 2 on each side. And then I was able to fit another 2 plates. So that's like having 6 plates, where previously I was only able to fit 5 normal 45s on there. So I got a whole, extra 45 pounds of progression there, which was cool. So that's what I did today. And I got it for 6, which is awesome because that gives me some runway and reps as well. I'll probably take it all the way to, 12 or 15. So I probably got another month or so on that machine, which that's pretty cool. Both my top set and my down set were heavier than my top set last week.
Wow, really? Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's actually awesome.
I've really liked this movement. Which is why I don't want to give it up yet.
Yeah.
So I just keep trying to find ways to progress it.
Do you think pulling back on your legs has allowed you to progress this like this? Do you think that's why?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's
on my backs? I don't think so. I don't know, actually. It's hard to say. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that pulling back on legs is going to allow me to progress my push days a lot. That's really what I want my focus on right now. But I think in terms of this specific movement, I've just gotten a lot more efficient at it week after week. I found my stance that works best and how to brace properly into the machine. So that's been a big part. And then figuring out how to actually pull through the path that the machine works in. So I think most of the progressions up to this point have just been from learning the machine. So yeah, I don't think I can quite attribute it to pulling back on legs, just because I haven't really had that much time pulled back from legs yet. Right. I'm starting to recover, and especially, having those 3 days off helped. But I think I don't think it's taken its effect yet. But yeah, the specific movement I think has just been because I've learned the machine, which is awesome. But
it is awesome. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. And then I switched out a vertical pull today. So I'm not a huge fan of hammer strength machines. The row that I was just talking about is also a hammer strength machine. And I'll be honest, it's not perfect, but it's the only thing of its type in the gym. And so I do like it for that reason. And it's the only way I can do that movement without lower back loading, I suppose. I could do a seated cable row, but it's not quite the same as doing this movement.
Yeah.
But my vertical pull was also on a hammer strength high row. And I've fought that machine for like a couple of weeks now. And I can't find a good setup for it. If I set up in a good place that's like, or in a position that's good for like bracing through, my legs and my core, the machine path is way too high. If I set up in a position that's good for the path, I can't brace it all through my feet. So I can't get any pressure to like keep me on the pad.
Yeah.
So I decided to be done fighting with it. And I actually moved back to rack chins.
Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't done rack chins in over a year.
What about pull? I know this is gonna sound lame, but like, what about cable pull downs?
I have a neutral single arm pull down.
Cool.
Yep, I have those in too. But yeah, I tried a couple different vertical pulls today. I did the high row and I was like, fuck this shit. And then I went and did pull-ups and I was like, nope, definitely still not going to be able to progress this the way I want to. And so I said, nope, not going to do it. And then I set up the rack chin. I was like, oh, I actually feel this great. Like it was like super locked in. It felt good. And I was like, all right, we're going to run with this.
What was different this time?
Well, so in the old gym, there wasn't space for me to put the bench in the right place. So it made all of my foot setup super weird.
Too close, too far, too close.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I also was just like, I had no control over my body back then. Like I couldn't do things for worth a damn.
So the last time you rack chin was like literally at the very beginning?
before COVID.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then I just did it, and I've got way more control over my body now. I was able to feel the movement, which is good. You know what? When I'm testing out a movement, I generally search for sensation first, right? Because I'm not gonna load it to the point where I shouldn't have sensation yet, because I'm seeing if the movement is something that's gonna actually work with me for the time being. And so sensation is something that I look for if I'm looking for a replacement.
I agree.
But yeah, and I felt really good about it. It's definitely something that I have a lot of progressive runway with. And I'm hoping it's gonna help build the lats. So we're gonna run with that one for a while, unless something super bonkers goes wrong with it. But I really liked how far I could get into the stretch. That was a big game change for me. Like with the high row, also, if I was in like a decent place where it wasn't like perfect either way, all the way at the top was not full stretch.
Before the pin would hit?
Yeah, before the pin would hit. I was just like a little bit, I'm just the wrong size for the machine. Like there's only so much you can do there, which is, that's why I'm replacing it. Right. Yeah. And a rack chin is a perfectly viable solution. Especially because I wasn't doing that exercise unilaterally. Right. So rack chins is definitely in now. And I don't know, I feel good about them. I think I'm gonna definitely make some progress on them. Good. And be kind of excited to do them. Because I thought previously where my pull-ups were in the session, they were like one of the last movements I did. And so I was like, maybe that's why my pull-ups are just not going well, is because I'm just so fatigued by this point. But I did them second today.
Okay.
Still terrible.
Okay.
Still terrible. So rack chins it is.
Cool.
So
Simple
yeah,
as some lats.
Yep. We're gonna hope, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna hope. And I'll look really weird if I don't grow any lats. So yeah, definitely bringing those up.
That was definitely like a hello darkness smiled friend moment there. You're like, you like look down, you're like, so yeah, they better come in.
Yeah, so it better happen. I'm gonna make sure
It'll happen. It'll happen,
Yeah.
Brady. It'll happen.
I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, we make sure it happen.
Even since when I recognized that I wasn't doing any vertical pulls to now, there's a difference. So now that I've got something that I can actually work on progressing over and over, I think it'll all come through. Because I don't
load that puppy.
I don't think I have some weird reason why I can grow thickness on my back, but not width. Back has always been one of my better body parts. That's just kind of naturally done its thing. I think it's probably one of the reasons why I'm a good hinger. But yeah, I just wasn't focusing on doing vertical pulls. So now that they're in, I think they should probably catch up to speed pretty well.
Yeah.
So
it reminds me of like when you see someone who's got like massive delts but a tiny chest. It's just because they're much better at recruiting their shoulders than their chest. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of times it's an execution thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really cool. I don't know if anything else was really all that cool this week. I mean, like I said, I took a handful of days off. Diets, just been the diet. We're pulling back to, we're going to bring me down to about 200 pounds and sit me there. Because right now I've been at like 203, 204, kind of chilling there. So we're pulling me back down to down to 200. And, we'll see how I look there and how my diet, all the markers that I already talked about are doing, but
yeah,
we're seeing how that is. And then if we get the green light, we'll push again.
Cool.
Which will be really cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. I got to tell you about this thing. So in the gym that I predominantly train in, there's this competition going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The top dog competition. And
Brady didn't look like a top dog right there.
And I tell you what, I can't go down losing, right?
Yeah.
Especially because I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest person in it right now.
Yeah.
But right now I'm second in the deadlift.
Dude.
Yeah. So I have to win. And the guy that's ahead of me, so I used my RDL as my entry. I wasn't even going to enter in this thing because I was like, whatever, I don't care about 1 rep maxes. But then I looked at the leaderboard.
Unless it's a competition.
I looked at the leaderboard, and at the time, the highest deadlift was 500 pounds. And that day, I RDL'd 505 for 4. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll just use that as my deadlift, and then I'll just win. I'll be fine.
Then some asshole.
And some guy comes in, and he deadlifts 515. I'm like, this dude doesn't, he don't know who he's messing with.
You have no idea who you've just started.
Yeah. But this guy, he's actually a really strong dude. He's super strong. I see him all the time. And granted, also in this competition is bench and squat. And this guy, by a massive amount, will outbench me. By like a ridiculous amount, will outbench me. But in the deadlift, the deadlift is the only one that I've actually like recorded a score in.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But in the deadlift, you see, he did 515. Turns out he's baiting me.
That is a debate.
He wants me to come back.
That was 10 pounds over what you did.
Yeah. But
that was a debate.
And so turns out this guy thinks that he can deadlift 545. And so the other day, this was before my 3-day rest.
Yeah.
I just did a push day and I did legs the day before. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try it.
Nice. Yeah.
It did not go as planned.
It was okay though. That is okay.
I will say it was my first time ever using like an actual deadlift bar.
Okay.
So like
that's whip or no whip? That's no whip.
That's
right?
whip.
Or I mean, sorry.
That's whip. Yeah. So the amount of flex that went into the bar before like I left the ground was really weird.
Yeah.
I will also say I did it the day after I did legs and like a super glute heavy leg day. So my glutes were fried because that was one of the days that we pulled back on my leg days. So my leg days now start with occluded Bulgarians to sets of 30.
What?
And just, dude, it's awful.
That sounds fucking.
It was terrible.
It sounds
but
crazy.
So I did like 75 for sets of 30.
That's not cool.
While having a fucking occlusion band going. Yeah. And in my stance, the way I do Bulgarians, they end up being pretty glute heavy.
Mm-hmm.
At least they end up getting recruited a lot. So my glutes were fried when I went after this. And I had just finished an entire session. I just did an entire.
That was at the end too.
Yeah. So I was like, everything was kind of stacked against me on this one.
I would say. Yeah.
But I still managed to get it like an inch off the ground. Like I got all the plates, even with the bend, like an inch or two off the ground.
It did get off, right?
It made it off.
Was that 545?
Yeah, that was 5.5 plates. So I'm thinking that I might go after it tomorrow at the beginning of my session because I have legs tomorrow.
Okay.
I might try and rip 5.5 at the beginning of the session tomorrow, put the nail in the coffin and say, fight me.
Hell yeah.
I actually saw him in the gym today. I didn't say anything. He and I have never actually talked to each other.
Oh, I wonder if he knows.
I don't know if he knows that it's me.
Yeah, he probably no.
He probably has no idea.
Doubt it. If he doesn't know, he does not know. There's no way Brady's walking past him and he's like, "Yeah, that's the kid that I'm going against right now." Yeah, this kid's probably 220 pounds stacked.
Yeah, and
he's a big
I will
boy.
also say everyone that's at the top of the leaderboard probably has a good 20, 30, 40 pounds on me.
Yeah.
So even if I don't get this 545 pull, I'll be like, I'm all right. I did okay.
Say, if I had 40 pounds on me, I probably would have pulled it.
Another 40 pounds on me.
If you had another 40 pounds, Brady, you'd be a plate on either side.
Yeah, I'll pull over 6 plates.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, pound for pound, I got this shit.
Yeah, pound for pound. For sure.
But then there's the embarrassment of the bench press.
We don't want to talk about that.
So to get, there's benchmarks for all of these. And for the gold standard, you have to deadlift 2 times your body weight, but you have to bench 1.65 times your body weight.
Kind of a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd have to bench like 330 pounds.
1.65.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like,
Yeah, like I'd have to bench like pretty much 215. Maybe a little bit more.
I want to do that math real quick. Oh my God, my phone. Oh my God. Let's see. Where's the calculator on this thing?
Calc.
143 times 1.65. You'd have to
Yeah.
bench 235 pounds.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Let's get my exact number. Let's see.
But you only have to deadlift 2 times?
But I only have to, right, that's what I'm saying. I might only have to deadlift 2 times, but I have to almost bench 2 times as well. 203 times 1.65.
You Adonis, Hercules, dude.
I would have to bench 335 pounds.
I would have to deadlift 286. I could fucking do
You
that.
could fucking do that.
I could fucking do that.
I've seen you do that.
Yeah, I could do that. I could not bench 225 right now, though. I can confidently say that.
Yeah, I think the guy at the top of the bench right now. So this guy that's challenging me in the deadlift, he's also only done the deadlift.
Yeah.
He hasn't benched yet. I'm sure he'll be at the top for bench, but currently the top for bench is 415.
Damn. Yeah, that's fuck.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even think I could bench 3 plates right now. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't fucking know. The last time I did a max bench, I benched like 285, but I was like 20 pounds lighter
For what?
for one.
Okay.
And it was a good one.
Yeah.
So, we didn't shit show my rep. It was a good one.
That's a 25 and a 5 on the other side of 2 plates.
285?
Yeah, what is that?
That's
it's 2 plates and
that's 2 plates
25
and
and a 5.
a 25 and a 5.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't doing my math wrong in the past.
Yeah.
275.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't even think I could bench 3 plates. It's
That's
just
a good amount of weight.
I'm not a bencher. I'm not. And then I think squat, you have to squat 1.85 times your body weight. What would that be for me?
264.5 for me.
Think you could do that? You could do that.
I haven't squatted outside of a front squat in so long.
Yeah. Every once in a while.
Like I forgot.
So I don't even have front squats in my program anymore.
That's kind of nice.
It is kind of nice.
I'm
gonna be
like
honest,
them.
I'm a little bit relieved.
I kind of don't like them.
Nick was like, all right, you've doubled your front squat. We can pull it out and let your legs rest.
Fair enough. I guess
I was
that's
like,
all I have to fucking
I was
do.
like, I guess I earned it.
Yeah, like I guess that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Also.
But yeah, I would have to squat 375. I can do that. Yeah, I'm pretty positive I'd squat 4 plates.
Yeah.
Probably pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, every once in a while for a front squat set, I would like give myself confidence by first doing a back squat with the weight. like I'd be like, okay, my legs can do this.
Yeah. It's just my torso, right?
Right. Yeah. So I was like, if I can just stay upright, I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that honestly, that generally helped. It seriously did. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna do this for a quick back squat. I know it's gonna be no problem.
Yeah. The mental game is so weird, dude.
Yeah.
So weird.
But I guess that's my bad thing.
I was gonna say
I didn't pull 5.5 plates.
Yeah.
I ripped 5 plates off the floor like it was nothing though. So that was good. I was just warming up through it. I was like 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates, 5 plates. And I was like, yeah, let's just go to 5.5.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't think nothing really came to mind, honestly, that entire time. Nothing really shot out at me. Yeah. Outside of maybe not really getting it was a choppy week of training, I think, last week.
Yeah.
Just in the sense of also kind of getting myself, I think I came back with 1 leg day left to do. So I did that leg day, and then I accidentally took 2 days off, thinking I only should have taken 1 day off because I was supposed to follow that leg day up with an upper body training session, but I didn't. So I waited 2 days to do the upper body training session, which was 2 days ago, and then I waited a day to do my lower body session, which is today. So like that's kind of how it fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah, you're kind of all over the place on that one.
Yeah, just a little bit. So that's getting tightened up a little bit. Once I'm gonna take I might just train tomorrow, actually.
Probably should. Yeah, if I like miss an extra day, I essentially just kind of change my split. Like I just change which days kind of fit together. Because to me, it's just 2 on, 1 off. And if I take an extra rest day, then I just go back to that 2 on, 1 off.
Yeah, like there won't be a moment where if I missed like an upper A day, let's just say, like, and then the next day I wouldn't do an upper B day or
yeah, I always continue.
You know what I mean? If
I start up where I left off.
Yeah, if I miss a lower day, I'll catch that lower day the next day. I'm not just gonna skip the lower day and hit my upper day.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so let's say if I hit a day and then I have to take a rest day, even though I was supposed to train on that day, I'll then train the next day. And then that starts my 2 on, 1 off again.
Yeah, same. Yep. Yeah. Unless I had something like Kelsey coming up or me going up there, then I might hasten it a little bit, maybe take 1 day off instead of 2, or something, or maybe do vice versa, kind of extend things a little bit so that it fits a little bit more nicely towards the end of the week or some shit.
Yeah.
Like we don't do this all the time. We're not constantly in and out of our training or.
Yeah, we should probably say that. For the most part, very consistent.
Yeah.
Right? There are circumstances that come up where it has to, you kind of have to change your split, whether you're out of town or, something just comes up. Like there's been times where I've had to literally work from 8 a.m. till fucking ridiculous hours of the night. And so I can't go train. Basically all that happens is everything just gets shifted over. Right. I don't skip any days. Right. I'm not like, oh, I was supposed to train this today, but I can't go. So I guess I'll just move on and do my next workout. No, that workout still gets done. Everything just gets shifted back.
Yeah. Like, oops, I forgot to do my leg day.
I guess I'll just go and do chest tomorrow.
Yeah. It's arms now. It's like, no, do your legs.
Yeah, no training sessions get skipped.
No.
So like my whole training sheet where I log everything, there's no actual missed days in there. Right. I always pick up where I left off, no matter how many days off I took.
If you can aim to get just the amount of training days that you need to get in during that week, you're good. There's obviously things that you should do, like you shouldn't just stack them back to back to back to back to back, which is why maybe taking a rest day or 2 in between is intelligent. But if you're on, like Brady's on a push-pull leg, so he's a little bit different. But I'm on an upper lower, and an upper lower actually allows me a little bit more freedom than Brady because I have 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2 off, and I just kind of repeat that schedule. I can also, though, if I'm only hitting 4 workouts in my week, I also know in the back of my head that if something pops up, I can rock it 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, or 2 on, 2 off, 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off. So like I can kind of change the kind of cadence of my workout or the cadence of my training sessions throughout the week. but nothing still changes. I still hit the same amount of numbers within that cadence.
Yeah.
Like I'll still hit 4 workouts. It's just it just looks a little bit different, but it's still the same thing, you know.
Right.
That's kind of nice. That's the nice thing about knowing what to do when you get into those pinchy situations, because most of the time when you get into these pinchy situations, you say, oh, fuck it, I missed my leg day, no more leg day. Or people don't have a plan to fall back on in case this stuff happens. So they just will skip a workout, or they'll skip the week, you know, and then, you know, it just things kind of really can unravel. Just by one little strand is really all it takes to kind of unravel the entire blanket.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how people fall off. That's
yeah,
how
exactly.
people fall off. One mistake on one day, and then people don't know how to recover from it.
Yeah.
Right. Even though it's super simple. It's super simple. Just pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
But people think that there's a magic to getting back on track. And well, do I need to completely start over? No, just fucking act as if it didn't happen.
I was a big start over guy back in the day. Like anything it was, I was just like really about starting it over. Like if I had an idea or like a little twist that I could have added to it or something like that, I would start over. And that just doesn't save you a lot of time.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I used to miss leg days all the time.
We've all been guilty of skipping leg days.
Yeah, for sure.
Programmed or not programmed.
I know. Yeah, I used to be like a leg day 50% of the time guy. And I mean, look at me now. So
you got some nice legs on you.
It's okay.
Sure now.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
We got it fixed. But yeah, I mean, I used to skip leg days.
I actually remember a time where I went like maybe 2 to 3 months, no leg day.
Yeah.
I think though, in my defense, I was also nursing that adductor strain I had too, though. Maybe not. I think about it. But yeah, I literally like did not acknowledge legs for like months.
Yeah.
It's fun at the time because I was ignorant.
That's how you got your amazing arms, right?
Yeah.
Dude, your arms are so good.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No. No.
Well, thank you, Brady. Shit.
No. You have better arms than I do.
Dude, yeah. Unless I have a shirt on. As soon as I put a shirt on, I lose all my gains.
Sorry, I do too. I mean, if I take my shirt off right now, I also lose all my gains. So it's fine. I look best fully covered in clothes.
Fully clothed right now, yeah, and extra large.
Like
sweatshirt.
No skin showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, honestly, I fall back on those kinds of strategies now to auto-regulate what I'm doing, right? If I need an extra rest day, I know I can take one because all I got to do is just push everything back.
Yeah.
You know, like that, especially when I was dieting, that was huge. Like learning to auto-regulate my training sessions so that I wasn't just going to fucking die. Especially because I was training in my basement and all I had was a barbell, right? Which is huge systemic fatigue. While I'm stupidly deep in a diet, like eating less
like
food,
14.
eating 14.
1,000.
On non-training days, I was eating 1,000 calories. On training days, I was eating 12. Yeah. Yeah. We took it far, but we had to.
Yeah, you did.
We had to, just because, well, I will say, I wasn't doing cardio. I was just walking.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
2, I didn't start in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my maintenance when we started, we found was like 2,400. That only gives me so much runway.
Truth.
You know, especially for how big of a guy I am. Like, it, we milked it for all it was worth, and it worked. You know,
it did. Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, it all paid off in the end for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we're gonna be in a much better spot now. So yeah, I don't know, the thing is, like, this next time around is gonna be so different.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like
night and day.
Like it's gonna be so different because I'm gonna have so much more muscle. My like my maintenance calories to start are going to be so higher. So higher, so much higher.
That was good.
my calories are
So
going to be
higher, many
stoned.
cows. Yeah.
Yeah, like my maintenance is so much higher. My training is like so much better. Like what my training demands is so much more. During my diet, I never really had hunger signals. Like I wasn't hungry. I have no idea if that's gonna like that helped me so much because I was not constantly hungry all day long. It made the prep very easy for me,
I was gonna say,
even though I was like super low and I was fatigued and I struggled to do certain things because I just didn't have the energy for them, but I was never starving, which helped a ton. It made it easy for me to just continue forward. I could just kind of willpower myself to keep going. But this time around, I really don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
yeah, I don't think you're gonna. I think your hunger signals
like
are definitely gonna be there.
I have days now, like I'm hungry right now. Right. And it's not, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know if I wasn't hungry because I just told myself this is what I have to do. So don't even fucking think about it. Like I just kind of turned it off in my head. Like I probably was hungry, but I just didn't care to give it any of my attention. And now I do pay attention to the fact that I'm hungry because it's important. So I don't know if it's one of those things. And when it comes to diet time, I'm going to be like, I don't care about it. Doesn't matter. I got to do what I got to do.
You're pretty good at laying the hammer.
Yeah, I'll do what I have to do. Right.
I also think that the amount of cows that I don't think you're going to see 1,000 cows again.
No.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't. And I fully plan like this next time that I go hard in a diet will be to step on stage. Like that'll be the next time I diet. And so when that happens, I will do cardio. We won't have to pull my calories that low.
Yeah.
So there's just going to be so much different about this prep that I don't think there's going to be much carryover. I think it's going to be completely different for me. Many new learned situations. During my last prep, I was able to get considerably stronger during it. I can't imagine that'll be the case this time. But who knows? I have no idea what to expect for this next run around, which is kind of fun. It's exciting. It won't be for a while, but I'm excited for when it will happen. I think it'll be cool. It'll be very interesting, and I think I'm going to learn a lot about myself, a lot more than I did the first time around. I think I learned a lot during that.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a pretty awesome experience.
Yeah, it's going
to be really sick if we could both prep together too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How much weight are you going to throw on first?
I'd probably have to throw on like 30 pounds.
30?
From where I'm at, yeah.
What do you want to step on stage? Let's talk about stage. Let's talk about competing.
Yeah. I would like to step on stage like 20 pounds heavier. I would like to step on stage 20 pounds heavier
than you are right now.
Yeah. Like I would like to step on like 170-ish. Maybe big. More so 170. Yeah.
That's big, by the way.
That is a lot of tissue.
Just I would have so to know.
Yeah, I know.
To kind of hit that, you'll have to weigh like the same that I weigh right now and keep your condition.
Pretty much. Yeah. Like ideally, thinking about that, that's kind of what would have to happen. I would have to come up to like 200s, maybe like 190s and come down. But
it depends on what your body comp is like. But
yeah. So I guess if
170 is pretty big.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like I guess that would be like a cool stage weight to step on. Maybe not my first time.
Yeah.
But
depends on realistically how long you want to wait.
Realistically, yeah, that's the other thing. if I could step on, maybe 10 pounds, 15 pounds heavier than I am right now, like 155, 160, I think would be a little bit more doable, because that would mean we'd probably be coming down from like 175, 180.
Yeah. I think I probably would have stepped on stage at about 155
Okay.
for my diet.
Like, I think in your case, depends on if you have another push. If you push again, dude, to like 230,
I'll be honest. I would, for my first time on stage, I would love to step on at like 185.
yeah.
185 and be like shredded. And that'd be pretty big. For natural, that'd be pretty big.
Yeah.
Do I think 175 is probably a bit more realistic. But we'll see.
Here I am talking about 230. That's going to be the big push.
Well, 230 off season weight is very different from show.
I wasn't saying you're gonna
incredibly.
Yeah.
Incredibly. Especially because I'm not a naturally lean person at all. I put on weight pretty easily, which definitely helps. But I'm definitely someone who needs to be thicker to really put on like tissue. So yeah, like 230 would not be pretty.
Not right now.
Within the next upon staying natural, it would not be pretty within like the next couple of years even.
No.
Right? 230 would still look not amazing.
I'm thinking like pretty far into our training careers.
Yeah, so that's the next piece of it all is I don't know what will change for me in terms of natural or not.
Yeah.
Down the road. I will do my first show natural. I've said that many times and I will stick to that. But after that, then I'll make a decision and look at where I'm at in my training and where I want to take things and if it's even logical to make that move yet, or talk with some people that are far more educated than myself in the area and just see where the cards lay. Initially the concept was I want to do my first show natural and make sure that this is something that I want to do, and that's still there. But by this point, I'm pretty positive this is something that I want to do.
I'm in a very similar boat as you, where I think we kind of milk this cow, and we see what we can get out of it. And we squeeze every last drop out of it, and then when the time comes, the time comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get as big and strong as possible. Well, being natural and take it far, and maybe not to its furthest reach. Just because I think there might be a point where I'm just kind of wasting time, especially if I'm going to make the move, right? There's a time period. And if I've made the proper base before moving over, continuing to try and get 1% when I already know I'm going to switch over, just to try and get just the tiniest bit better, I think is just kind of wasting my own time in the sport.
I feel that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to build the best base I can, and I'm going to get as strong as I possibly can and build as much muscle as I can while being natural. And I think I'm already chasing that currently. I'm pretty happy with where things are sitting right now. And just with the amount of time that I still have left, like the current situation is still off season all of 2021, which leaves me a lot of time. And then after that, I'll make a decision. Do I compete in 22 or, play cards and continue to off season through summer 22 and then, compete at the end?
Yeah.
Right. That'll all kind of be played by ear. But yeah, it'll just be a matter of time. But right now, I'm going to build the best base that I can for what I'm doing. Right. I want to make sure my body's properly prepped to take that on. Because I think the better foundation I can build for it now, the better results I'll get out of it when it's time.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's kind of like getting your black belt. Like you have to kind of like earn all the belts that lead up to it. If you and it's clear as day when you've got someone wearing the wrong belt.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? It's one of those things where I want to make sure that I get the results that I want out of it as well. If I haven't learned to properly train yet, and I learn how to better train every single time I go into the gym, right? I learn something. And so I want to make sure I'm training the best I possibly can so that I can get the most out of the least. Because at the end of the day, my health is still a very, very, very important factor to all of this. And that will always take precedent before anything else. I plan to be on this planet for a while, and I'm going to make sure that's a thing. So I'm going to take every precaution I can.
I think that's kind of the coolest thing that's like the biggest shift that I've seen in the enhanced community is the push towards improving your health markers.
The longevity of the sport. People have recognized that things were under researched, not understood back in the day, right? Because anabolics are so taboo. They weren't really researched very well, and so the information wasn't available to anybody. And that's why all of the crazy shit happened, is because people had to test it out themselves. There was no information telling them what to do and how to do it, right? People were like, oh, I'm gonna try this, see what happens. And then the general concept to humans is more equals more.
I was just about to say, it became a big game of more is more.
Right. And
there were diminishing returns and deleterious health effects. And you can actually see it affecting a lot of like old school bodybuilders, like nowadays, like a lot of them are like, unfortunately, going through some pretty big surgeries, whether it's for their heart or like getting something kind of cut off because there is some like deep vein thrombosis going on, or, this, that, the other. It's like these guys push their limits, and there's nothing wrong with that at the time and with what they were doing. Like,
it was part of the growth of the sport.
Yeah.
Right? It can't be undone. And it was actually incredibly valuable to the growth of this sport. It was needed because no one else was going to do the research.
Yeah. And even to this day, like, I'm not trying to poo-poo on doctors any more than we've already done, but like doctors are really bad at, or at least some doctors are pretty bad at bringing their clients through a TRT. So I've heard from like verbatim from another doctor. They're just basically, he was explaining that doctors really aren't in this field specifically for bodybuilders too. He was using bodybuilders as their prime example, but he was using people that were on TRT and going through TRT. Like, these doctors didn't really know what they were doing. They were just looking at sheets and titrating, which is what they do, and that's how they do their thing.
And that works for relative general population. But the case study of bodybuilders is so unique, and you can't base bodybuilders off of general population and health markers. They're very different. Even trained individuals have very different health markers that are completely healthy, that are different from our average population. And that's just because the people that we take as average population is someone, 40 years old, relatively sedentary, desk job, doesn't train, eats probably too much bad food or too much food that's not the best for their health, right? They're think of the average Joe you see at a cookout. That's who we're basing all of our health markers off of. And so bodybuilders are on the complete extreme, where you're putting all of your organs under stress because you're eating so much, you're training so hard, and then you introduce anabolics, and it's going to elevate your health markers in different ways depending on what your stack is. And so the health markers for the average individual or a case studied individual, it just doesn't match up, right? It's just you're comparing two totally different people, and it doesn't work that way. So the case studies for anabolics and finding a doctor that actually understands how anabolics, and you know what, even for a while, fucking creatine.
Dude, creatine was like a
Like,
steroid back in high
yeah,
school.
exactly. People were terrified of creatine.
Yeah. People were dying left and right. Kids were dying left and
Right.
right from creatine.
I remember when I was in high school, there were some kids taking creatine, and just the whole status behind it was that it's dangerous. And if you don't drink enough water, it's going to destroy your kidneys, and you'll start peeing fluorescent colors. And yeah, dude, it was like,
well, shit, I'm glad I didn't hear about that, because I used to pee like neon green when I took these multivitamins, dude, at the time. My God, I was nuclear.
that's terrible. But yeah, it's just like, it's when things are misunderstood, they're deemed dangerous. And
People are afraid of what they don't know.
right. And this is not to say that there aren't negative effects to anabolics, but I think even still to this day, they're understudied in a proper environment for bodybuilding.
And still way misunderstood now.
Right.
You still can go up to anyone in the supermarket. You say, are steroids good or are steroids bad? Probably 9 times out of 10, the person's going to tell you that they're bad.
Right.
The most powerful argument I have for steroid use is taking it away from a bodybuilding atmosphere and using it in a TRT atmosphere, where you have someone who has really bad testosterone, or they're pretty old and they don't have a lot of muscle mass and they don't have a lot of bone mass. It's like, these people, if they don't do this, will continue to decay until they end up, they'll literally wither away. And depending on who you are and how old you are and the people that you've had around you, but you may or may not have had a family or a friend who got really old and all they did was just sit in the couch. And I'm telling you right now, that is the worst thing to watch, is someone just kind of like wither away in a couch.
Yeah.
And
it's actually hard to watch because you just see it.
Yeah.
Day
they don't
by
want
day.
any PT. They don't want to do anything.
Yep. They just become weaker.
Yeah.
And they just lose who they are as a human.
Yeah, exactly.
It's terrible to watch.
If you, not saying that this is going to just completely 360 that scenario, but if you had maybe intervened at some point in time a little bit earlier and you put on some muscle tissue and you were able to kind of reintroduce a little bit of bone mass into your body, you would stave off maybe that end result a few years,
Yeah.
5-10 years.
And at that point, your quality of life is something to also, it's not, you're not just going to live an extra couple of years. Your quality of life in those couple of years is going to be tremendously better.
Yeah.
So after 40, males' testosterone levels are seen to drop off regularly, a certain couple of percentage every year, right? After about 40. And that's generally when you'll go and start on TRT, what that does is re-regulates everything, and you can actually function the same. A lot of people, oh, I miss, with my 20s and young 30s were the best time of my life. It's because all of their hormones were working correctly.
Yeah.
Right? They were done with puberty. So all of the freak fuck hormones that are going on have finally leveled out. And in their 20s and 30s, everything runs really smoothly. And after 40, your hormones start to drop off. And that's when TRT is a completely normal thing, right? It's literally testosterone replacement therapy. That's what that means for anybody who doesn't know. I had to look it up at one point. And there's also HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. And it's just bringing you back to normal levels. And it improves your quality of life tenfold, right? It lets you live your 20s and 30s for much longer.
Yeah. Brady made a really good point. There's a really big difference between longevity and quality of life, because life expectancy has actually increased. I think I haven't really looked at things recently.
I'm sure. I mean,
but yes,
over the last couple decades, absolutely has. 100%.
Yeah, if we're
100%.
talking decades, you talk centuries. Yeah, life expectancy has improved significantly, but what really hasn't improved that much is quality of life. Quality of life has also improved, but not to the extent and degree that it could compared to life expectancy, because you'll end up in a chair where you can't do anything for yourself, and that is no quality. There's very little quality of life. There's no independency. There's no, you can't really do anything. That's a very poo-poo situation to be in my opinion.
You feel like less of a human. Right?
Dude,
you don't even feel like yourself anymore.
Yeah,
because you're different. Yeah. You're different without your hormones. Like,
you're different without your body. Like, if you don't have your body, I tell my clients this a lot. I say there really isn't anything as important as your health. You've got other things like your wealth, you've got relationships and other hobbies and things like that. But your health, bottom line, if you're dead, health, or if you're dead, wealth, relationships, all of that stuff, your hobbies, that stuff doesn't obviously matter.
Doesn't matter,
right? You have to be alive, you have to be kicking, and you have to be well to enjoy these things.
Yeah, you have to be capable to enjoy them. And if you're stuck in a couch or you're dead, none of that
having
shit matters.
$1 million in the bank isn't going to do you anything if you can't do anything with it,
So you got to take care of yourself. It's probably about time we talked about anabolics on the Weekly Anabolic. So, but yeah, as we were talking about at the start of this whole specific conversation, is I'm really glad that the industry has geared towards health and longevity within the sport. I think it's the exact correct direction that everything needs to go. We've now seen the horror stories, and we've started to learn from the horror stories. And that's all you can really ask for, right? Especially when you're in a sport that's not studied very well. And it's also fairly new. Bodybuilding is a new sport. It's a new sport, it's a new science, and it's going to take time for the kinks to get worked out. And it will continue to change because the human body continues to change.
What? Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but as we make mistakes, we're learning from them, and that's all we can ask for. We're on the right path. And it's awesome to be within the sport during this time. Yeah, because people are searching for a wealth of knowledge, and we all know that there's a lot of really bad knowledge out there. But fortunately, there's also a lot of good knowledge out there. And you just have to be able to find the people that are capable of giving out the right knowledge. So yeah, it's a great time to be in the sport.
Yeah.
So yeah, anabolics.
Roids.
Anyway.
Stick this needle in my butt now.
Yeah, right. So I don't really have any bad things from this week.
Yeah, me neither. That's pretty much it, honestly.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good week. Yep. What do we do? We covered weight. Best thing, worst thing.
Yeah.
We just had a great talk about the sport. All right. Now that we're in a good mood, let's talk about some bad shit. All right. This is how we'll probably close out this episode today. We're gonna audit the internet. So I've got a lovely article to show us today. And the reason this all started is I was just curious to see what information comes up when you're just blandly looking up information in the internet, right? So to do this, I literally just searched bodybuilding in the interwebs, you see. So I just typed in bodybuilding. Okay. So naturally we've got bodybuilding.com. That's always going to be at the top. They totally nailed that name, and they've made millions off of it. But the one that really got me here is top muscle building moves for men. Okay. So from the title, if you're watching this, you already know this is about to be good. Because muscle building and the specific moves, not even exercises, moves, are different for men and women because, our muscles stretch differently, right? But oh my God, I didn't even hold on.
Bulging biceps.
I didn't even
chest.
read this yet.
This WebMD slideshow shows men how to get buff with just 2 efficient workouts each week.
Wow. All right. We're crushing this.
There's a lot of promise in that.
There's a lot of problems before we've even clicked into the article.
A lot of problems and a lot of promises too. A lot of empty promises,
Just 2 efficient workouts a week. That's pretty good. All right. So, everybody picks on WebMD, but you know what? It still ranks to be in the first page when you search something. So
yeah,
it's messed up, but let's look at it, shall we? All right. We're going to fast track to bigger muscles, everybody. If you're listening to this on audio, we're just looking through a web page right now, and we'll try and do a pretty good job of reading everything. But if you want to specifically watch this and follow along with us, just head over to the YouTube. It'll be in the timestamp. So you should be able to find it pretty quick. It's at the end of the video.
I love these little infographics where you just click.
Yeah. So to start, this is specifically designed so that you have to click through the website. That makes them more money, by the way. One thing that I do want to point out is who this source has been reviewed by. So this adds to our doctor conversation. This has been reviewed by Mr. Ross Brakeville, who is a DPT, or in other words, Doctorate of Physical Therapy. This man has a doctorate of physical therapy.
Can I pause you? I had someone on a story in the message. They said, "Can you still have a PhD and be dumb?"
Yes.
Instantly said yes.
Yes. Absolutely. So this article was reviewed on May 3rd of 2019. So almost 2 years old. Almost 2 years old. Yeah, actually, real quick. Let's click on him. We'll open him in another tab. Let's see what this man looks like.
Couldn't even post his profile picture the right way. Is a recognized expert in sport medicine.
Oh, good Lord.
This is also why I say certifications don't mean jack. And you can clear as day see how you can just kind of fluff a paragraph up to play you up. Like there's proof in the pudding is what I'm saying. It's like this stuff is just show. This isn't, this is just blowing smoke up this man's butt.
So Mr. Brakeville here is the chairman of the American Physical Therapy Association's Golf Special Interest Group. Holy fuck, that's a mouthful. So Has he done anything athletic? I guess not.
I was just about to say.
So he has
This man doesn't look too athletic.
He has no accolades of actually, experience within a sport. That's good. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Ross.
Okay.
Let's we've already clicked through this one, so we're gonna go to some of the
Brady has. I have.
Oh, right. You haven't actually seen this. I just kind of read it to you. So we'll click to some of the good ones.
You can pump up your physique. Okay.
All right. So for bigger arms, we've got hammer curls. So that's decent. Only for men, though, by the way. Keep in mind, these are only moves for men. All right.
Start with this move to build biceps you can show off in short sleeves.
That's sexy.
Hold dumbbells so they face your outer thighs. Exhale and bend your elbows. Raise the dumbbells until their tips nearly reach your shoulders. Inhale and lower slowly.
That's backwards.
Yeah, exhale and bend
They're
your elbows.
exhaling before performing the concentric of the move. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Oh, I fucking love this shit. All right, preach a curl.
This is Jim Stopani, by the way. That guy in the picture.
This guy?
Jim Stopani. He's like a big creatine guy. Speaking of steroids.
Yeah, speaking of the roids. Huh.
This
all right,
twist.
anyway, so another curl, which is fine. You should do curls if you want to grow arms. And then triceps. If you want to build a big chest, you bench press. I didn't even
Gloff
think
versus Mr. Universe. What's the right weight for you and the right number of times to lift it? It depends on your goal and fitness levels now. A good start is 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. The last few reps should be tough. A mid-level workout is 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps.
Did you know we don't do mid-level workouts? No.
So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm going to say is that how many sets you do, how many reps you do is not indicative of the level of
your skill level.
Yeah. What you should be basing it off of is the intensity of those sets. Because most likely if you're doing 4 sets, 8 to 12, you're not pushing yourself. Just putting it out there.
True that. All right. So front raises. We'll move past these. Lateral raises.
On a ball.
Pulled out. Oh, I didn't even see that. Yes.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I hate it sometimes. I have
Okay, so this is one of my favorite pages on this. If you want quicker results, do supersets.
Yeah. That makes no sense. Quicker results.
To build stronger muscles in less time, do sets of 2 different exercises with little or no rest in between.
Flag, build stronger muscles in less time. That's the first one.
I love that one. Okay, the next one. Quicker results, compound sets. After you've been lifting weights for a few months, you can switch up your routine. Compound sets involve 2 different exercises for the same muscle group without resting in between.
You can switch up your routine. Compound sets involve 2 different exercises for the same muscle group. A chest building, do a set of dumbbell, quicker results.
This exhausts the muscle quickly and thoroughly, which helps it grow.
Yeah, or take away from the individual movements.
Both of those sets.
Yeah. It's like if you blast yourself. Yeah.
And just, again, you're doing junk work.
And the words that they use, like quicker results or build stronger muscles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this page is so gimmicky.
Yeah.
So incredibly gimmicky.
Every gym has a guy shaped like a light bulb. I don't even know what that means.
These are the ones that neglect their lower body.
Like we usually call those like chicken legs or something. A light bulb is new though.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Light bulb.
That makes them sound super round and fat.
Yeah.
Also, by the
don't-
way, this is a terrible idea for leg press.
It's just a terrible leg press in general also.
Also true. But yeah, I don't know what he's doing with his arms here, but he should be holding on to the handle at the bottom and gluing his ass into the seat. Otherwise, you'll end up with spine issues.
Do you remember when we were walking through town in Corning and I was like, look at the way that lady is front squatting on that piece of paper? I don't think you like.
No, I totally don't.
Yeah, we walked past that like little gym on like the left-hand side.
Yeah, Snap Fitness.
Yeah, and there was a picture of some lady with a front rack, but her elbows were like aiming at her hips and she was like all the way down, dude. And I was like, what?
She's just holding it in her hands.
Yeah. And if you put your elbow, you probably just said that your elbows being up there just extends the crap out of your upper torso.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, bad idea. Don't follow that.
Oh, wait. And I like that night. Wait, go back real quick. They're hitting you with that 90 degrees, I think.
Yes.
Bent at 90 degrees. Yeah.
I love, actually, here it's really ironic. It says grasp the handles and slowly push the plate out until your knees are straight but not locked.
It doesn't grab handles.
It doesn't grab the handles.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jim.
Fact. Damn it, Jim. Stopani. Stop it. Stop it, Stopani.
I run into his stuff on Instagram sometimes, and he says some dumb shit too.
He was a creatine guy.
Yeah, you know what? Creatine is a great steroid. Anyway. Oh, also fun fact, because I'm pretty sure nobody knows this. That chemical compound on our logo for all of our videos is the chemical compound for creatine. Just saying.
That it is. This all comes full circle.
I don't know if we ever actually disclosed that, but yeah, that
we did. I've had that discussion with a couple people, maybe like one or two. Yeah. My fun fact was knees bent at 90 is actually where you'll have the most stress on your knees.
Yep. Yeah, you're in a very disadvantageous position.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. I don't like that lower limb on that left side.
I also don't like those shoes, but it's fine.
Shoes. Yeah, we're really ripping this guy.
I know. Well, when you suck,
barbell heavy. Well, when you suck, you deserve to get called out.
Right. Just hold it behind your head. That's it.
I'm holding the bar behind my head, not on your traps.
No, just hold it behind your head somewhere.
As you come back up, raise your hips and chest together. Okay, whatever. Just poor wording.
That's funny. Ooh, I gotta see what they have to say for deadlifts.
Too wide.
Start in a standing position. Oh, okay.
Feet shoulder width apart.
Okay, so now we magically just start with deadlifts off the floor. That's
From
fine.
Feet shoulder width apart for a deadlift too.
This man must have some pretty wide shoulders.
I don't know about that. I'm like just inside my hips usually.
All right, hold the fuck on.
Tighten your glutes.
Lower the bar to just below your knees.
You can lower it further. Wait, Brady. You can lower it further if you can keep a flat back and stable spine.
Okay. Are we doing an RDL?
I think we're doing an RDL.
I think we're doing an RDL here.
I think we're doing an RDL.
Okay.
The bar close to your body to protect your lower back.
Okay. Oh, well then it's not really an RDL. Okay, so let's figure out what deadlift we're doing here. If we're starting off the floor, I'm saying it's an RDL. Okay. And if we aren't touching the floor, I'm saying it's an RDL.
Yeah. What I'm also gonna say is these guys don't know what the frick they're talking about. Dude.
No, not at all.
They don't know the difference between an RDL, a stiff leg, and a deadlift if they saw one.
We knew all this from the very beginning, but we're just having fun tearing them apart.
Yeah, MD, you're ours right now.
All right, calf raises. I'm not sure why he has one leg lifted up, but that's fine.
Yeah, like that leg doesn't need to be up there like that.
Okay.
Hold on to something, drop your heel all the way down below the step, and then raise all the way up on your toes. Hold dumbbells to make it harder.
Oh.
You'll work your core muscles too.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Cop out.
Yeah.
And that's me like handing you a bar and being like, you're doing it. Your core is doing it.
You're working your abs right now.
Yeah,
good
thanks.
job.
It's not folding
My favorite fucking slide. So
yeah, this is bad. Yeah.
You guys, if you're on audio, this slide says, this is the title of this slide. Keep your muscles guessing. So we already know the crock of shit this is. Let's just read the description here. If you stop getting the results you want after several weeks of working out, it's time to mix things up. You need to challenge or confuse your muscles. Good fucking God. Okay. Often to keep them growing. You can do this often. Yeah. Confuse your muscles often, by the way. You can do this by putting a twist on your basic moves. Do a bicep curl with a reverse grip, for example. Yeah. Or find a bench for the step up move shown here. Okay. So for the audio guys, they're doing a step up on a box. You know, if you're going to do like a box jump, it's just a very standard box.
Let's call it 2 feet.
Yeah. They're proposing that to confuse your muscles, instead of stepping up on a flat platform box, you step up on a flat platform bench.
Boom.
Your foot knows the difference.
Your muscles so confused.
Between a fucking holy shit.
You really think that like you're gonna step on that box or step on a bench and be like completely confused?
Yeah.
Like
somehow doing the same exact movement, you're supposed to get a different stimulus.
There are so many things wrong.
Because that's really what they mean when they say confuse your mind. I mean, they don't actually know this, but when someone says confuse the muscles, they mean give the muscles a new stimulus. And I also think that just stepping up onto a different platform is going to provide a different stimulus.
Yeah, like the movement itself hasn't fucking changed.
No, you're doing the same exact movement.
There's so much wrong with this paragraph. Like
we have to finish. This is a
bad idea actually, because I'm getting like small aneurysms. Okay, so like
the final sentence. Change up. This one's one of my favorites, especially because I've done the same workout for probably basically over a year now. I've done essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Change up your workout at least every 4 to 6 weeks for the best results.
That will actually ensure you never make any progress.
Dude, do you know how strong my RDL would be if I changed it every 4 to 6 weeks?
You'd probably be RDLing what I RDL. Like literally what we do is we pick a movement and we rail it into the ground until we squeeze the crap out of it until there's nothing left out of that movement.
And until it can't provide further value for us in the current time, or it's gotten to the point where it's affecting other movements that you can no longer make progress on because it's fatiguing you. Right? Like I pulled out my front squats, not because I was done progressing on front squats, but because it was taking away my ability to recover so that I could perform in my other sessions.
Yeah.
Right. That's when I changed something.
I think, like,
oh my God.
They're basically saying if you're not getting the results you're looking for, you need to
change more shit.
You need to change things. What I would honestly suggest is changing as little as humanly possible. I think the big disconnect isn't to mix things up and confuse things. I think it's the complete opposite. I think you need to simplify and make things much less confusing on yourself.
Yes.
You need to find movements that you can really connect with. I think that's the biggest problem, is that you're not going to be able to connect with half the movements that you're going to find in these slides. And therefore, you're going to think you're not getting anything out of it. But it's just you not being able to connect with that movement properly. Maybe you need
Your
a coach
execution
to.
sucks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you'll just look like a crock of crap.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to confuse and mix things up as much as you just need to buckle down and actually
Yeah. You
learn
need
the
to
basics and
simplify.
fundamentals of moving and how to move properly and proficiently, and then loading those movements so you can squeeze every last drop of progression out of it, like Brady and I do, and everyone else on the team. Like, we don't just switch things up. We pick a movement, we get dirty at it.
Yep. That's why we preach getting strong at the basics from day one, right? Day one, you are learning to get stupidly strong with a barbell in all planes, right? We're not changing shit all the time. You got to get good at what you're doing.
This is the worst paragraph.
This is definitely the worst one in here. And it really bothers me because this is on the first page. People go to this shit. People read this and they soak it up and they believe in it, especially because right here it says reviewed by Ross Breakville, Doctorate of Physical Therapy.
Yeah. And like any Joe Schmo, I mean, all Joe Schmoes generally, well, okay, not all, but general people, right?
People believe
look up to doctors. Yeah.
Yes.
People look up to doctors. They look up to PhDs. They look up to these people that have spent like 8
That are
years
supposed to be studied and educated and know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's the perception. But what they don't realize is that they're just people like
They're
you and I. And
they have an expertise in a single thing.
Yeah. You know, people cut corners. People do as little as they possibly can sometimes.
They know how to test.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, that's like, even I realize that with like teachers too, you know, like growing up, you're like, oh, teacher. It's like, Jesus, there's nothing as like crazy intense as being a teacher, because they're like, I'm in front of one, you know, this is the end all be all. Who's teaching them? No one.
They know everything.
You know? Yeah. But like,
they know everything
got their information from someone.
Yes, they have to be right. Exactly. Because they are the authority.
Yeah. Right? And you can't question authority.
Yep. Yeah. This whole document page, whatever it is incredibly frustrating. But of all things, this is the one that really gets me. You know,
what would make this cooler is if it had links to studies. But
yeah, absolutely. But there isn't any.
No, and you're not going to find any on this one.
No.
You're also not going to find jack on changing your program every 4 to 6 weeks and correlations between muscle mass and muscle strength. Yeah. It's like
the closest thing you'll find to changing your workout every 4 to 6 weeks is periodization within a powerlifting program.
Yeah.
And even that, the same principles are held throughout the program.
Yeah, those core lifts pretty much remain the same.
Your core lifts, you're just you're changing your execution of them depending on what your goal is of that period, which, you know, sometimes 4 is still pretty short. You know, generally there'll be 6 to 8 week blocks. So that's the closest thing you'll find to anybody that's actually doing anything worth a damn changing their workouts often is in that scenario. What's next? Okay, HIIT training.
Yeah. You won't just zap calories during your workout.
We're zapping calories, baby. Okay. So this is just saying
afterwards.
This is just saying do HIIT and you'll burn calories. Nice. God, this look is just untouchable.
That's kind of creepy.
It's untouchable, man. I'm like, I'm hot in the pants right now.
Untouchable.
Let's see. Eat right. Well, that's decent. Okay,
This
let's
might be
see.
the best thing we've seen.
Let's see what it says. Oh, if you really want to get ripped. Fuck, man.
Eat protein at every meal and snack.
And snack. Okay.
Good sources are lean
Bro,
eggs and cheese and
you did not
milk.
say cheese and milk.
Also,
No.
get whole grain carbs like oatmeal for lasting energy. Eat a snack of protein and carbs right before and after your workout to keep your energy levels up, build muscle, and burn more fat. So
Not a terrible slide.
not a terrible slide, but there's
They
still
gave
stuff wrong.
awful food choices for protein.
Yeah, I would not be eating cheese pre-workout.
That's a pet peeve of mine. Yeah, I
Is
would not
eating
have
cheese
cheese or
pre-workout.
milk pre-workout. But yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine that a lot of people in the fitness industry do, is they mix up what sources are what. Like, I can't fucking stand when I hear that peanut butter is a protein source. That fucks me right off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not.
I can't. I almost can't hold back from saying shit when that happens.
Yes,
Like,
dude, too many times have I
peanut
been
butter
told.
is a fat source.
Yeah, too many times, dude, have I been told. Oh, but beans have a lot of protein.
Right.
Bro.
Just because something has a ratio of protein in it does not make it a protein source.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting duped by that nutrition label. If it's a veggie and it claims to have protein in it, fine. But that protein is crap protein compared when in comparison or put next to steak protein or meat or any other meat protein or egg protein. Even milk and cheese, better protein in there than fucking beans.
And even so, in most cases, at least for myself, I consider cheese and milk fat sources before I consider them protein sources.
They are a weird milieu. I will give them that.
Because they kind of, especially depending on the cheese, they float between different things. But I mean, I don't really look to them that way because they're so wishy-washy in what they actually are.
Bioavailability of the protein and complexity of the protein in whey in dairy is actually pretty good, I think.
Yeah, milk just doesn't sit too well with me most times, which is why I don't really look to it.
Yeah, same.
And cheese follows suit. Cheese bloats me.
Okay, I can handle cheese. I think it's just because it's gone through the fermentation process a little bit more, but I can't handle milk. I can literally only do like a cup. If I go above a cup, I feel like I've been poisoned.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But I mean, pre-workout stuff, I definitely wouldn't put anything that could possibly disrupt my stomach. And I'm definitely not going to put eggs in there, by the way. Just because eggs are super high fat content, and I'm not trying to slow my digestion.
Yeah, this is pre-workout.
Yeah. Anyway, so not an awful slide, but there's definitely some misleading shit in there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is now for after you lift. Get some protein as soon as you can to help your muscles recover. That's good. That's good. That's a good rule of thumb. Include a wholesome carb-like fruit too. Okay. One quick option is a smoothie made with protein powder or yogurt and frozen berries. I'll take that.
Whey protein looks like it's out of a cupboard from 1920.
Yeah, this is definitely like one of the first whey proteins ever made. That's fine. That's fine. This looks like the same exact container they put baby formula in.
And oatmeal, yeah.
Maybe it is baby formula.
Maybe it's a Jack baby.
I've heard there's a secret.
I thought we've been using the formula, honey. It says whey protein powder.
I've heard there's a secret to gains, and instead of whey protein, you use baby formula because it's so nutrient dense.
Get out of here.
Because it is. It is. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
Baby formula is incredibly nutrient dense because babies gotta eat.
Babies gotta eat.
There's only so many sources they can have, right?
Babies gotta eat, Brady. Yo.
Put that on a shirt.
Yeah, dude.
Baby's got to eat.
Baby's
But
gotta eat.
yeah, so secret to gains. I can't say I've tried it myself, but hey, maybe if you're struggling to get in some calories, try some baby formula. It's hella expensive, but if you need the gains, I heard that shit's pretty dense. So
Ain't no lie either. If you're into this, those little Gerbers that they
baby
have,
food,
bro.
man.
Yo, the baby
I'm telling
food
you,
is
I think
lit,
that's
dude.
the next wave of bodybuilding is baby food.
I've been there. It's pretty nice.
It's
It
not
tastes
bad.
good. It's clean
It's
too.
calorie
It's like
dense.
much
Yeah,
cleaner
dude. I
than what
think,
you'll find.
dude, babies are fed way cleaner and way better than any standard American.
Yeah.
I will say that with full confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I think baby food is really the standard.
Might be the staple.
So, yeah.
There's like a couple scares here and there, but yeah, bottom line, I think babies have got it pretty
think
good because it just has to go through.
I might have to wander into the baby section and like look at some nutrition labels. I'm gonna come back next week with some info.
Brady, you find those little glass jars, bro? 13 to like 25 grams. They vary too, which is a little interesting to me. I like that.
Depends on the source, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's real.
Mhm.
It's real shit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to do some research on the next one. What do we got? Stay hydrated.
Oh, man,
That's
this
good.
guy loves that water way too much.
He is all into that. I love it. What happened to Jim? Jim doesn't drink water.
Yeah.
Muscles are about 75% water. So liquids keep them healthy.
Healthy.
Okay. Blanket statement, sure.
Blanket. Yeah.
But when you don't know what to say, so you just like
Healthy.
write something. Yeah, healthy is right.
That sounds all right.
If you don't get enough, it could affect your workout, your focus, and your health. The best choice is simple: calorie-free water. I mean, this slide essentially says nothing, but drink water.
Yeah, they could have literally just put drink water.
All right. Now, where's our photo of Jim?
Yeah.
Muscle building supplements like Tren.
So this guy's saying muscle building supplements, right?
Yes.
But then he goes on to say he plugs a supplement and then goes, but they don't replace good training or proper diet.
Right. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. I was expecting him to like give us some good supplements instead of being like, psych, you got to have a good diet and training first.
Well, the only muscle building supplement that they actually know is creatine. So that's that's all they could put in there. So then after that, they just had to like revert back to, I got a blanket statement. Blanket statement.
It's healthy.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm getting paid to write this.
Talk to your doctor.
Right. That's basically what this entire like page is I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm getting paid to write this, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I'm not. Can't keep.
Oh yeah, only doctors can check on possible side effects. By the way, right? I mean, obviously, our man Ross down here, he knows very, very well about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug examine.com for you guys. That is a very dope website.
I think I've been on there. It is very good.
Super dope website.
It's very good.
Basically, it's what was it? Examine.com, and then just go into the search. Oh yeah, and then you can go into their search bar and literally look up any supplement. So you can type in creatine right there, and bam, and it will give you a crap ton of information on it.
Yep.
Summary, benefits, side effects,
common question,
dosages as well. And then I also like they have like what it does to certain biomarkers. Yeah, the human effect matrix. That's also dope. I like that.
Yeah.
So it tells you kind of what it does.
Yeah, based on studies.
Yeah,
right.
Based on studies. Yeah, this is a good place to go for information on vitamins and minerals, ergogenic aids, and things like that. That's just basically like supplements. Like,
yeah,
it's super cool.
They got everything,
Yeah. Like we're
Good.
talking about, like we're getting really deep in this right now. They're talking about the effects of this stuff on insulin secretion and sensitivity and LDL, memory, which is actually good stuff. Or I've heard it does good stuff for your brain, dude.
Yeah. So all sorts of super cool things in here. This is a good website. So on any supplements, or I think they even have anabolics in here. Let me see. I don't remember.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Let me look.
Trenbolone.
Yeah. All right. I don't think so.
I think it's an O.
Did I type it wrong? No. Okay. So I lied.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. So I think it has some.
Doesn't have
Testosterone
those deep underground steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. So testosterone is pretty basic. But yeah, examine.com is super good. Super good. Anything that you kind of want to know about it, any supplements at least, you're looking about, putting into your stack or whatever. This is a good place to kind of research and see what science says about it. So yeah, and I think there's other things you can. It looks like you can research, symptoms, and a handful of other health things. So yeah, keep examine.com in your thoughts for when you're wondering about how certain things work.
Yeah, instead of WebMDing it, before you WebMD it.
Yeah, before you
Examine
open up this terrible website,
examine.com.
use Examine. All right, next slide. The truth about steroids. Never take them to build muscle. Wow.
Pause. That's actually what they're used for, even in
Some of them.
clinical atmospheres.
Yeah.
Like, what are you using steroids for outside of that?
Not all steroids are actually designed for muscle growth. There are steroids that are,
I was on
affect other things.
I was on corticosteroids for pretty much all my life. That's literally just like hydrocortisone. Hydrocortisone is a steroid. I was all up in the hydrocortisone scene back when I had my eczema, and my eczema was like rampant. Oh my God, it was horrible. But yeah, it's like not all steroids are the same. I was actually explaining that to one of my clients. I was explaining the difference between corticosteroids and steroids.
Anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty aggressive statement to start with there. Never take them to build muscle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess this is how we end it. That's it.
It is illegal to do this on your own, and they can cause a lot of health problems if you're a dummy.
Yeah.
And they're right about these things. And you know what I also liked is that, like, they call them side effects as if they're like something that might happen, which is true. But they really shouldn't be looked at as side effects as much as just an effect of taking it, and just the degree to which that side effect is prevalent, instead of thinking of these things as side effects. That was like a cool thing that Nick kind of dropped on me at one point. He was just telling me the difference between the two.
It's something that will be that's a part of taking it, and then upon your usage they will be more or less apparent.
Yeah, and people react
and how you react to it.
Yeah, like everyone reacts differently. Like Nick might be handling things differently. I would handle things differently. You would handle things differently.
Everyone will
like there are some guys
differently to different compounds.
Yeah, like some guys lose all their hair. Some guys get crazy gyno. Some guys have nothing wrong with them, and screw them.
You think you'd lose all your hair? I'm kind of that, like, ironically, of all things, that's like the one I'm like, man, I don't want to lose all my hair.
Yeah, I think we're all there. Yeah, I think we're all in that boat. Unless you can like pull off a bald look.
I think I've always wondered if I'd look okay bald. I don't think I would. But
Who knows, dude?
but I think if you start it at the same time you start taking anabolics, I think it's finasteride. It's supposed to help keep your hair.
Okay.
As long as you don't stop taking it.
Yeah. Okay.
So in the situation where I decide to take anabolics, I think that will probably also be a part of the general stack. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned this. I've been thinking like, oh well, if I go bald, like knock on wood, that's just more of an excuse to say fuck it.
I might as well now.
And it's one less side effect to worry about.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's one of the big ones in my head. I'm like, man, what if I go bald?
Yeah. And
Oh,
can I just
no way. On this picture, there's a bottle. It just
anabolic
says
strength.
anabolic strength. Well, that's what you guys are getting from this podcast. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess this podcast is illegal.
It looks like this guy's got some anabolic strength, some extra strength Tylenol PM, and what looks to be some ecstasy next to an old fashioned spin wheel dumbbell and a freaking sweatband. Like, who is this man?
I love this photo for this everything. Like for everything that's
for like your typical 65-year-old man.
Yeah. The funny part is for some reason they put all of these in there as if like the greater majority of steroids are orals, and they aren't.
Yeah, like there's no needle
like
there.
The majority of steroids are not oral. But whatever, they don't know. Yeah. They're just never take them.
Like that's just like looking at that as like a bystander and just and thinking
I'm very confused why the heck we have Tylenol AM here.
Yeah, extra strength Tylenol.
Extra strength Tylenol.
Because all you do is skull crushers overhead.
Oh my god!
Called out like half the guys at World Gym.
Yeah. Also, I don't think steroids are illegal everywhere.
No, they're illegal in Mexico. They're legal in the UK, I think.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure they're legal in many other places in the world, just not in the US.
I gotta send you this video of this dude. He's got to be from the UK or Australia or something, dude. But he's hilarious. He's like super oblivious to the fact that this guy is interviewing him about steroids, and he's trying to like tell the interviewer about steroids as if the guy has never taken them. And he's like, well, when I took them, and then the interviewer was like, if, and he was like, yeah, if if I took them. Like, I'll send you that video.
Okay. All right. So now we're getting a reality check here, because this is still top muscle building moves for men, by the way. How fast you bulk up depends in part by your genes and age. Okay. Thanks. Your parents gave you your basic body shape and the ease you have in getting big. Okay, so we have genetics. Nice. Even so, most men can improve their muscle mass and strength with a good weight training program that changes every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That last sentence did not include that changes every 4 to 6 weeks, but they mentioned it earlier in this post. So we must obviously understand that a good weight training program includes changing every 4 to 6 weeks. All right. Yes. So basically what they told us is that people react differently to training. Awesome. Dude, I think I'm ready to build muscle.
I think so too. Yeah. Are you guys listening? Are you ready to build muscle?
Are you ready to build muscle? Because I think this is a fully changed my view on how to get big. I've been doing everything wrong. I've been doing everything wrong.
I think the thing that their parents need to give back is money for a refund for those tattoos that they got their kid.
This kid has a music note, and can I click on the image? Damn it, I can't.
It's
I
like a
don't know.
possible USMC or something like that, but not next to a music note. Not like that. Beats me, man.
Also, can we take a second to appreciate this kid's wrist?
I didn't want to say it, but wrist not over elbow, nor is it stacked. Like,
this kid is going to have some serious pain here in a bit.
yeah.
I love that the dumbbell is still somehow neutral, but
And I'm pretty sure their dad's rocking a false grip.
it does look that way. I'm sure that goes well when you're overhead pressing. I tell you what, though, dad's pretty big.
Yeah. Got some good genetics here.
I bet he's never been on the roids.
Probably not.
Could use some hammies, though. I'm just saying. Also, his waist is quite thick. Gotta get some food control.
All right, Brady. All right.
All right. Anyway,
Brady was vicious earlier. You guys.
I was having a time talking about a certain physique.
Yeah.
We were very salty before we started this podcast. We were ripping apart people's Instagram videos. And it was fun for us. But yeah, that site.
We'll find more, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So if you enjoyed that segment, let us know. And we can make it its own series, or we can make them part of these episodes. Either way, or we can throw them out all together. Let us know in the comments, because that was kind of fun for us. But I think we'll probably wrap it up here. Brandon, you have anything else you want to talk about? It's getting pretty late.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I gotta eat this meal.
Yeah, I also should probably eat one more time.
Yeah. And that's about it. That's all I got for you guys.
All right, guys. We appreciate you if you've listened this far. This podcast actually went much longer than I was expecting it to. And we appreciate you. So as I said earlier, I'm going to link both Brandon and I's full day of eating videos probably right now. It should be popping up on the screen. Probably there. Oh, I think right there. Yeah, so give those a view, and more videos are coming your way, guys. There will be another video dropped this week, so keep an eye on the channel. And we thank you. All right. Deuces.